Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to my hobby blog. Today I'm doing a couple movie reviews because I haven't done one in a while, and I've just been watching a lot of really great movies lately. Some of them for the first time, three of them were first time watches, and two of them were rewatches, but ones I hadn't seen in quite a long time. So the first two movies I want to talk about are movies I streamed, and it's going to be Prey, which is the Predator movie. It's basically Predator versus Comanche, which is so fucking awesome. I really, really enjoyed this movie. If you haven't watched it, it's basically the Predator touches down on Earth, kind of in the very early 1700s, late 1600s. I don't remember the exact year they give it. But basically, we follow this Comanche warrior character who doesn't really fit the role that she's supposed to be doing, because she's a very great hunter. She wants to be part of the hunt, and her brother is sort of the more higher up warrior in her village, and they kind of fight back and forth through a lot of the movie because she wants to prove herself. And what better way to prove yourself than to the ultimate predator? Because they're used to fighting like I'm trying to remember. I think they were fighting like not cheetahs, but it was like mountain lions. They were fighting like ox and stuff like that, like hunting them down, and just a lot of really bad kind of creatures, that could kill people. And so about a quarter of the way through, she meets the predator for the first time, and the rest of the movie is sort of like a more interesting kind of one-on-one hunt than what I felt happened during the original Predator movie. Because I love the original Predator. I think the second movie is still my favorite. I love that movie. But I feel like the first movie really gets bogged down in the kind of 1980s sort of tropes and stuff like that. Like, it's just very time capsule for its time. I love the movie again, but I just feel like it reminds you a little too much of the time period that it was made, because this movie was a lot more engaging for me. The performances were just awesome. I love the action. The action pieces were just phenomenal. I love that the main character had a very trusty dog sidekick who was kind of helping out too, and helping her to hunt and to help her gather herbs and stuff that she needed and materials. And it was just a really, really great movie. And I'm really sad that I did not see it in theaters, because this would have been an amazing theater experience. But the other movie that I watched was Predator Badlands, which is a movie that I was absolutely wowed by. This is the most metal movie I've ever seen, outside of movies like Tetsuo the Iron Man or any of the David Lynch movies. I feel like he encapsulates metal pretty well, along with, like, I don't know, Heavy Trip. I think that movie is a lot of fun, but that's because it stars a death metal band. But Predator Badlands, if you ever wanted a movie to be just from beginning to end just badass and just very sort of aura heavy and just really awesome, like just really epic, just really just again metal. Like, I think this movie can really come down to, it just encapsulates metal so well. And I say that because I'm a huge metal listener. I haven't really done any music videos or videos about music and bands and stuff on my channel, but I always really loved like Rammstein, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Judas Priest, Teresa's, the Finnish metal band, Kopiklani, um, just a ton of bands. I've listened to metal basically my entire life, and this movie is like, I feel like they could have had the entire score just be metal, and it would not change a thing, because the imagery in this movie, Predator Badlands, is just so awesome. The way that our main character is a predator who is trying to prove himself to be like the best predator in his family. He goes against his brother, he goes against his father. Like, it's just a very warrior, violent, heavy society. And I love seeing it. I love seeing a movie from the perspective of the predators because we've never had that before. This is something totally new. And I'm like, I just really want to rewatch it again. Like, this was just one of those movies where after you finish it, you're like, I didn't get enough of it. Like, there was just not enough. Like, I don't know. Like, it was enough, is what I'm trying to say. But like, I just wanted more, and I give both of these movies 5 out of 5s. These were like perfect movies for me. Perfect in the way that it completely exceeded my expectations. Because these were two movies I was kind of like, maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. But I heard enough from people I trusted that they loved these movies. And I think these are even better than the originals. I think these are the best Predator movies that have ever been made. And it was awesome. And another very violence-heavy movie I watched recently was a rewatch that I did a few days ago. And the 4K has finally come out of this movie. There was never really a good Blu-ray for it. I think there was a bootleg maybe, but I did pick up Shout Factory's Hard Boiled, which is a John Woo film starring Chow Yun-fat and Tony Leung. Two fantastic Chinese, not authors, actors. And this was one of the first kind of like big, super bloody cult films I ever watched in my life. And I absolutely love it. I'm more of a Killer kind of fan, though, the other John Woo movie of this time. But I really, what struck me about this movie the first time I ever watched it when I was like 9 or 10 years old was the opening shootout, where we see all of these gangsters come into this tea house, and Chow Yun-fat plays a cop, and he's trying to catch them all, he's trying to arrest them, but they're completely unable to arrest them because they just always get away at the last second. And so Chow Yun-fat realizes that they're distributing and selling guns at this tea house underneath bird cages, and he smashes one open, sees some pistols in there, and they all just start shooting each other. And we have dozens of people getting shot in this tea house. You just see sprays of blood everywhere. You see everyone screaming. This is pure gun fu, as they call it, because like everyone says that John Wick created gun fu, but it was John Woo. And I love the John Wick movies. Give them all the credit you want, but it did not create gun fu, the subgenre. That was John Woo. With this movie, The Killer especially, I think The Killer had a lot more like fantastical stunts compared to this one, because in this one it's quite more grounded. I think The Killer is more like a sort of like a fantastical, like heightened type of crime story compared to this one, where this one is a lot more grounded. It's a lot more gritty, I feel like. It's not as theatrical and dramatic as The Killer, but I love that kind of stuff, so that's why I think The Killer is better, in my opinion. But Hard Boiled is a movie that I think a lot of people who are fans of crime movies will love. This is just... It's just jumping from one action set piece to the next. And that's my favorite type of action movie, is when they are not spending too much time on character stuff. I mean, this one does enough character stuff that you are just really invested in everyone. I love the character of Tony Leung, who is kind of like this double agent type of character, who is trying to help the police, but also wants his cut of the mafia proceeds. I don't know if they're Yakuza or not, but, you know, they're gangsters. They make money off of illegal activities. So it's really interesting. I love this movie. I wish I got the Era video version, but this was really the only thing I could find, the only copy I could find of this movie on 4K. And I'm really excited to re-dive into The Killer whenever that comes in the mail. It's not out yet. I think it comes out next week, maybe. But, yeah, I love Hard Boiled. It's not one of my favorite John Woo movies, but it's probably in my top 3. But a movie I did rewatch very recently, but I watched it for the first time not too long ago, was this movie from 2024, excuse me. and that is Flow, which is the animated movie about a cat. There's no dialogue, and the cat goes on a journey on a boat and meets many other animal characters. And it is such an enrapturing movie to watch, I feel like, because the entire time, immediately you are invested in this cat, especially if you're a cat lover like me. You are immediately invested in this cat and how it sort of uh, not communicates but engages with the other animals. It's always skittish, but there's always this amazing sort of like moment where both of the animals or creatures connect and they become friends and they kind of band together. So eventually you have a big boat full of animals, and I think my favorite animal is going to be the capybara. It's one of my favorite animals ever. I love capybaras. But I also really love the lemur in this movie. They're both just really great kind of animals. They're really great in the movie. I love all of the animation that they did in this movie because there's a lot of scenes that will play that just seem so realistic to me. And then you remember that this movie was made by like a very small team who basically just poured their heart and soul into this project. And it's fucking fantastic. I love Flow. And I was really surprised when it got announced on Criterion because it's a very streaming title. I didn't think there would ever be a physical media release of this. I was very happy when Criterion announced that they were doing it, and I can't wait to go into all the special features because there's director commentaries, there's new interviews with everyone, there's an entire animatic that you can watch, and the short films by the director that are part of this as well, and they have unused shots in this movie. There's a lot of great special features. That's why I love Criterion, but I'll get into those one day. Maybe I'll do a dedicated review. I don't know. But the last movie I watched was more of a concert, and this was David Byrne's American Utopia, which, if you don't know who David Byrne is, he was the singer, or he is the singer. Well, I guess was. He's not dead, but Talking Heads is dead. They're never coming back together, ever. But he was the singer of Talking Heads, and now he has his own solo career that he's doing. And I'm actually going to go see him next month in concert, which I'm very excited for. But he did a big kind of Broadway concert for a while, and this movie was sort of the culmination of that Broadway tour because they filmed a very special screening that was basically, it was still like, you know, it had a crowd and everything, but they were able to get people with cameras like going in and out of the while the band is playing, like walking on the stage, the cameramen and people. And it's just such an amazing concert. I'd never seen it before. It's very political. It's very hard hitting. It's also just very fun because he also plays a lot of classic Talking Heads songs. I love the new version of I Zimbra that they played, that Talking Heads made, and it's a pretty underrated song. I feel like it's pretty awesome. I feel like, but this rendition of it was just really, really interesting and fun. And I also really love the heavy visuals of this documentary or concert as well, because David Byrne is a very visual artist, and he is just so, like, every frame of this documentary concert thing was just like so beautiful. It could be paused and saved as a computer background, and it was just really fun to watch it as a huge Talking Heads fan, as a huge David Byrne fan. It was just really fun to watch it. I was very happy when Criterion announced this because this was very hard to find. And I wanted to watch it for years, and it finally came out, and I got the 4K. And it's directed by Spike Lee, which is really fun. I love his movies. I love, what's it called? Do the Right Thing. I always want to say Let the Right One In, but it's a similar sounding title. That's why I confuse it. But Do the Right Thing is an amazing movie. I love his other movies that I can't remember the name. Because I had a Spike Lee phase in college where I watched a lot of his movies during that time, and I don't really remember them as well. But I do have Malcolm X in the collection, which I plan to watch soon. I really, really want to watch that one. I love Denzel Washington. But yeah, this was just such a fun few days of movie watching for me, and I want to talk about it a little bit. So if you enjoyed watching this, let me know. Like, please comment like what you think, because I don't do this often, and if people really like it and comment, so then I'll make more of an effort to do it more often, because movies are my number one hobby. I feel like second is reading, but that's because movies you can watch it for an hour and a half and have a full like emotional reaction and get a lot done like with one movie rather than having to take multiple days to read a book. And I love reading, but I find myself I'd rather watch movies every day than read every day. So again, let me know what you think, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day, and thank you so much for watching, and just have fun.